Hey guys. So this is the beginning of a new series of shorter style videos I'm going to be making called Got a Minute. I'm making these short form videos because they are lessons that are thoughts that come to my head. They don't require a long form deep dive. I'm always having different epiphanies and understandings running through my head. And usually I just take notes, and I have thousands and thousands of notes. So I've decided that I'm going to start this series so that I can just put them into video format and share my thoughts with you. So you will see these popping up from time to time. They'll probably be 10 minutes or less. So hopefully, when you see them, you'll have a minute to watch. Thank you for your support, and please do check out these short form videos and share them. On this episode of Got a Minute, we will be discussing this interaction between Peter and Jesus. This might be one of the most misinterpreted passages in the entire Bible. So misinterpreted and twisted that the Catholic Church has used it to convince the congregation of popes, as they believe that Peter is the first pope. But I'm going to show you a very interesting twist. And I'm also going to show you the truth of this scripture so there'll be no more misunderstanding. And before we dive into it, let me just show you the Catholic Church considers Peter the first pope because Jesus said, "Upon this rock I will build my church," to Peter, and Peter means rock. You can see here Catholic popes are bishops of Rome and leaders of worldwide Catholic Church, with the first pope being Saint Peter. If we go to list of popes and we scroll down here, you can see Pope number 1, Saint Peter. Now, the Catholic saints are not the saints of the Bible, and I'm going to show you how Saint Peter is not Peter. There is an interesting twist which will make sense after I show it to you. Here you can see the list of the popes, with Peter being the first, which is housed in St. Peter's Basilica. Now, this is all going to come into play in a minute, but we're going to cover the verses first, and then we'll get back into this, and you'll see some very interesting connections. Let's read Matthew 16:15 to 23, and then we'll pick it apart. This is Jesus talking to Peter. He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. From that time forth, Jesus began to show unto his disciples how he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and of the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. So, the first thing I want to show you is when Jesus changes his name to Peter, which means rock, the rock that Jesus is building his church on is not Peter. This is why we have to take scripture in context. It is for the understanding that Jesus is the Son of God. And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood hath not revealed this unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. The rock is the understanding that Peter gave to Jesus that he was the Son of God that was revealed to him by the Father. That is the rock. Jesus, being the Son of God, is the rock. Romans 9:33. As it is written, Behold, I lay in Sion a stumbling stone and rock of offense, and whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. Okay, Peter was the first person who told Jesus who he was because it was revealed to him by the Father. That is the rock that the church is built upon. That is why Peter means rock, not because Peter's the rock, but because Peter made it known through the Father that Jesus was the Son of God. And upon that rock, Jesus being the Son of God, the church is built. Now, here is the Catholics' St. Peter. So Peter understands who Jesus is. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. This is the Catholics' St. Peter. Peter, who was possessed of Satan. Now remember, Peter knew who Christ was the Son of God, but he rebuked the Son of God. And Jesus said to Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. This is the St. Peter that the Catholics worship, the St. Peter who was possessed of a devil. That is why they call him the first pope in this list of popes in St. Peter's Basilica. Okay? Basilica is basilisk, which is a giant serpent, Satan. Basilica has its root word in the basilisk. A basilisk is a legendary reptile reputed to be a serpent king who causes death to those who look into its eyes. This is Satan, the basilisk. This is St. Peter's Basilica, right? Peter mixed with the serpent. There are many tales for children which cover this. Here you have the children's story, Pete's Dragon. Okay, this is Peter mixed with Satan, Pete's Dragon. Peter Piper, right? Who could possess people with his pipes, his frequencies, which comes from Pan, the ancient god of the wild, whose symbol is the pan flute, where we get Peter Pan. Peter mixed with Satan, Pan, with the pipes. This is all demonic. And this is who St. Peter of the Catholic Church is based upon. Peter, who was possessed by Satan. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Until next time, this has been God a Minute.